Hello, everybody. This is Dom Blomdahl, Hall of Fame veteran sports cards and collectibles in Arlington, Washington. Just giving a shout out again to the Jabs family. We'll see if we get anybody on live with us today. Most likely not, but that's fine. We're doing great today. So today is my second in my series. Today we are doing the Hall of Fame Friday inductees video series. Today we are doing the 2018 inductees. The 2018 inductees, and it starts over here with Vladimir Guerrero. Then we move on to Trevor Hoffman. Then we have Chipper Jones. I have his rookie card here. Chipper Jones. Then we have Jack Morris. Then we have Jim Thome and Alan Trammell. All right. So for those that haven't watched any of my videos yet, I'm doing a series. We'll see how long it takes. It's probably going to take us into at least 2020 or beyond. I'll have to do an update when we hit the 2020 and get inductees for 2020 and kind of like insert them in, or just wait till we get to the end of the series and then do a promotion on them. But we'll see how things roll along. We'll see if I speed up the process and just try and get more than one video a week. But I'm just adding some stuff in here. I do have my schedule. This is my schedule for my videos that I'll be doing. You can always freeze frame this and make notes of it. But again, most of my streaming will be at 10:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we'll be just going to town. So right here, we're getting ready to be the 10:30 mark here. I'll just go over the highlights now that we're here at 10:30. So this is my 2018 inductees video. And again, we'll just go over them real quick. We got Vladimir Guerrero, Trevor Hoffman, Chipper Jones, Jack Morris, Jim Thome, and Alan Trammell. So without further ado, we're going to get into this video and get along with our first inductee, Vladimir Guerrero. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2018. His primary team was LA and / the California Angels. His primary position, of course, was a right fielder. He was a throwback into a different era when batting gloves were shunned and pine tar was a badge of honor. Vladimir Guerrero wasn't about style points. What he left behind in substance, however, was a legacy of power and production. Born February 9th, 1975 in Nizao, Dominican Republic, Guerrero played baseball barefoot as a youth, using a stick for a bat and lemons wrapped in rags for balls. He was signed by the Expos at the age of 18 and quickly established himself as one of baseball's top prospects. After hitting .360 en route to the Eastern League's Most Valuable Player Award in AA Harrisburg in 1996, Guerrero was rated the game's number 2 prospect by Baseball America heading into 1997 and drew comparisons to Hall of Famer Roberto Clemente by veteran major leaguers. Guerrero hit .302 with 11 homers and 40 RBIs in 90 games in 1997 with the Montreal Expos. He emerged onto the national scene in 1998 with a .324 average, 38 home runs, and 109 RBIs as the Expos' starting right fielder. I couldn't blow a fastball by him, so I'd use my curve and my changeup, said future Hall of Famer and Guerrero's teammate in Montreal, Pedro Martinez. After facing Guerrero as a youngster in the Dominican League, I tried the fastball a couple times, but he was right on it. In his 7 full seasons with the Expos, Guerrero averaged 33 home runs, 100 RBIs, and 173 hits, coming within 1 home run in 2002 of reaching the 40-40 mark. in home runs and stolen bases. He signed with the Angels as a free agent following the 2003 season, and in 2004 won the American League Most Valuable Player award after hitting 39 home runs and driving in 126 runs, leading the American League in runs scored with 124 and total bases of 366. A notorious bad ball hitter and free swinger, Guerrero nonetheless struck out more than 95 times in any season. Without the use of batting gloves and with pine tar covering his bat and helmet, Guerrero seemed able to hit virtually any pitch with authority. Of all the players in baseball history with at least 449 career home runs, only Stan Musial, Ted Williams, and Lou Gehrig and Mel Ott struck out less frequently than Guerrero. He's just one of those special hitters, said Hall of Famer Bobby Cox when he was managing the Braves. I didn't know that anything ever worked with him. Guerrero played 6 seasons with the Angels before finishing his career with stints in Texas and Baltimore. He retired following the 2011 season with a .318 career batting average, 449 home runs, 1,496 RBIs, 2,590 hits. He was named to 9 All-Star games, won 8 Silver Slugger awards, and led his league in assists twice as an outfielder. His 31-game hitting streak in 1999 remains tied for 25th on the all-time list. So here we have it, folks. Vladimir Guerrero. Vladimir Guerrero. So next we have Trevor Hoffman. Trevor Hoffman is our second inductee for 2018. Trevor William Hoffman. Primary team, San Diego Padres. Primary position, pitcher. Playing a position traditionally associated with aggression and high velocity, a converted infielder with just one kidney and a diminished fastball became one of the most accomplished closers in history. Born October 13, 1967 in Bellflower, California, Trevor Hoffman grew up in a baseball-centric atmosphere. His father, Ed, was a former Marine who became a fan favorite as the singing usher at the Los Angeles Angels games, while his older brother Glenn played shortstops for 9 seasons in the major leagues. But for Hoffman, success on the diamond was far from certain. Just 6 weeks after birth, Hoffman had a damaged kidney removed and was not allowed to play contact sports. Hoffman followed his older brother into baseball, batting .371 as a 150-pound shortstop during his junior season at the University of Arizona. In 1989, Hoffman signed a $3,000 contract as the Cincinnati Reds' 11th round draft choice. After struggling both at the plate and in the field for the Class A Charleston Whalers, Hoffman switched to pitching at manager Jim Lett's suggestion. The right-hander found immediate success with a 95-mile-per-hour fastball and he shot up through the minor leagues. In 1992, the Reds left Hoffman unprotected in the '92 expansion draft, and he was snatched up by the brand new Florida Marlins franchise. Hoffman showed immediate promise the following season in Miami, saving 2 games before becoming involved in one of the year's biggest trades. On June 24, 1993, the San Diego Padres agreed to send third baseman Gary Sheffield, who had won the 1992 National League batting crown and nearly achieved the Triple Crown, and pitcher Rich Rodriguez to Florida in exchange for 3 prospects, including Hoffman. Though the trade was initially unpopular, Hoffman would soon win over the Friars faithful. Before he did, Hoffman had to overcome one more physical hurdle. During the 1994 players' strike, Hoffman injured his right shoulder twice in one day. While playing sports on the beach, he subsequently saw his fastball velocity wither from 95 to just below 90, a potentially career-ending reduction for a power closer. Looking for an alternative out pitch, Hoffman adopted a discarded changeup grip, one that closely resembled a palm ball, from teammate Donnie Elliott. From that day on, his career would be forever changed. Nicknamed the Bugs Bunny pitch by teammates for how it made opposing hitters look silly, Hoffman's fading mid-70s changeup proved nearly unhittable for National League hitters. Some pitchers fool you, and some guys overpower you, said Hall of Famer catcher Mike Piazza. Hoffman embarrasses you. Hoffman's brilliance in the Padres bullpen quickly helped San Diego rise to a National League contender. In September 1996, he saved the season's final 3 games against the Los Angeles Dodgers to lead the Padres to their first division title in 12 years. The following June, Hoffman earned his 109th save to surpass Hall of Famer Rollie Fingers as the franchise's all-time leader. Fingers' record was only the beginning for Hoffman. In 1998, he enjoyed one of the best league seasons, setting an MLB record since broken with 41 consecutive converted saves, finishing runner-up finish in the National League, Cy Young Award race, and saving 3 games in the National League playoffs to help lead the Padres to the World Series. At that same time, Hoffman garnered national attention for entering the ballpark to the tune of AC/DC's Hell's Bells, a ritual that came to be known among the Friars faithful as Trevor Time. Though the Padres did not repeat their World Series run, Hoffman continued to improve. He was an All-Star Game selection in 1999, 2000, and 2002, and set an MLB record with his 4th consecutive 40-save season in 2001. Most remarkably, he did so even as his fastball kept getting slower, eventually settling below 85 miles per hour. He throws a pitch that looks so tempting that you can't lay off it, said future Hall of Famer Randy Johnson. I feel vulnerable when I throw 93 to 96 miles per hour. He's throwing 81 and doing it with full confidence. After missing most of 2003 to recover from 2 off-season shoulder injuries, Hoffman returned in 2004 as good as new, earning 41 saves with a 2.30 ERA. As the years progressed, the steady closer kept rising through all-time lists until he reached the ultimate summit, Lee Smith's record 478 saves on September 24, 2006. The Padres' final home game of the year. Hoffman ran out of the bullpen to the customary toll of Hell's Bells and promptly shut down the Pittsburgh Pirates to become baseball's all-time saves king. Though New York Yankees closer Mariano Rivera would eventually break Hoffman's record, the Padres legend will forever be the first man to reach the 500 and 600 saves milestones. After 16 years in San Diego, Hoffman signed with Milwaukee and played his final 2 seasons, including a 37-save All-Star season at age 41 with the Brewers. In January 11th, 2011, Hoffman announced his retirement at San Diego's Petco Park. His totals after 18 Major League seasons rank as some of the all-time best. 601 saves, 856 games finished, 1.06 walks and hits per inning ratio, 9.36 strikeouts per 9 innings, and 2.87 career ERA. His save percentage of 88.8 ranks second among all pitchers with at least 400 saves. So next we move on to Chipper Jones. Chipper Jones. 2018 inductee, primary team, Atlanta Braves, and primary position, third base. Yes, I do have his rookie card. Chipper Jones's rookie card. All right. So Chipper Jones, Larry Wayne Jones, nicknamed Chipper Jones. Inducted in 2018, again, he was the premier position player on the Atlanta Braves of the 90s and 2000s, a club defined by its pitching. But Chipper Jones made sure those Braves teams had a potent offense as well, one that resulted in 11 straight trips to the postseason for Jones's Braves. Larry Wayne Jones was born April 24, 1972 in DeLand, Florida. He was raised in nearby Pearson, a two-sport athlete in high school who chose baseball over college football opportunities at Southern California and the University of Florida. Jones was the first overall choice in the 1990 MLB draft by the Braves, who were then at the early stages of rebuilding process headed by future Hall of Famers Bobby Cox and John Schuerholz. During the regular season, Jones seemed to improve with age, winning the first batting title at the age of 36 in 2008 when he hit .364, while he also led the National League in on-base percentage with a mark of .470. At the end of his 19 years in the big leagues, all with the Braves, Jones had totaled 2,726 hits, 468 home runs, and more walks, 1,512, than strikeouts with 1,409. He was named to eight All-Star games and finished in the top 10 of National League MVP voting 5 times. All you ever want as a baseball player is the respect of your peers, whether it's the people you play against or the people you play with, Jones said. I can honestly say I have that it's probably what I'm so proud of. Jones is one of only 9 players in big league history with at least 400 home runs, a 300 average, a 400 on-base percentage, and a 500 slugging average. When he retired, his 1,623 RBIs were the most of any player whose primary position was third base. So again, Chipper Jones, 2018 inductee. Next, we have here Jack Morris. Jack Morris. Inducted in the Hall of Fame in 2018, primary team, Detroit Tigers. He was a pitcher. He was a 4-time World Series winner, a 5-time All-Star, and the author of what is possibly the greatest Game 7 World Series pitching performance of all time. But not even 254 big league victories and 14 straight opening day starts do justice to a legacy of Jack Morris, whose career can be summed up in one word. He was a competitor. He never wanted to come out of a game, said Hall of Fame manager Sparky Anderson, who skippered Morris and the Tigers to a win in the '84 World Series. So anytime you went near the mound, you'd have problems. He was the last of a breed, somebody who actually comes to the park with anger to beat you. Born May 16, 1955 in St. Paul, Minnesota, Morris began his baseball odyssey under the wing of his father, Arvid, who instilled an unquenchable work ethic in his son. After attending Brigham Young University, Morris was a 5th-round draft pick of the Detroit Tigers in 1976. 1 year later, he was in the majors, and by 1979, Morris earned a regular rotation spot with Detroit. Anderson joined Morris in Detroit that year, and by 1981, Morris and the Tigers were on the verge of greatness. That year, Morris led the American League with 14 wins, finishing 3rd in the AL Cy Young voting. Morris won 20 games in 1983 and again finished 3rd in the Cy Young vote. Setting the stage for the Tigers' championship season in 1984, Morris pitched a no-hitter on April 7th of that year, and the Tigers bolted to a 35-5 start, the best in baseball history. Morris finished the season with a record of 19-11, and the Tigers lost only one game in the postseason. Morris won 3 to roll to the World Series title. "He's the best closer I've seen," said Kirk Gibson, who was a teammate of Morris on the '84 Tigers. "If you have a lead in the 7th inning and Morris was on the mound, it was a win. His intensity was incredible." Morris remained with the Tigers for 6 more seasons, winning 21 games in 1986 and leading Detroit to the AL East title in 1987. Following the 1990 season, he signed a free agent deal with the Minnesota Twins, who had finished in last place in the AL West in 1990. In 1991, Morris went 18-2 with an AL best 35 starts to help the Twins win the division title. In the playoffs, he won 2 games against Toronto in the ALCS, then took the ball game in games 1 and 4 of the World Series against the Braves, earning a win and a no decision. When Kirby Puckett's 11th inning home run in Game 6 forced a Game 7, Morris was in line for his 3rd start of the Fall Classic. "When Kirby hit that last home run, a calm came over that I never felt before," Morris said. "I had mentally prepared for this game my whole life." Morris and the Braves starter, John Smoltz, each allowed no runs to score through 7 innings. Smoltz, then 24, was relieved during the 8th inning, but Morris, 36, refused to come out of the game, even when the Braves put runners on 2nd and 3rd with no outs in the 8th. Morris pitched out of that jam, then faced the minimum 6 batters in the 9th and 10th before Gene Larkin's single scored Dan Gladden to win the game. In an announcement that virtually made itself, Morris was named the World Series Most Valuable Player. Twins manager Tom Kelly wanted to take Jack out after the 9th, but "I sided with Jack and thought he should stay in," said Dick Such, the Twins pitching coach in 1991. "I told TK he's got all winter to rest up." Morris's final line for Game 7, 10 innings pitched, 7 hits, 2 walks, and 8 strikeouts. "I was in trouble many times," Morris said, "but I didn't realize it because I never had a negative thought." Morris left the Twins after the World Series, signing a free agent contract with the Blue Jays. The next season, in 1992, saw Morris post a career best record of 21-6 while helping the Blue Jays win their first World Series. Arm trouble slowed him down in 1993, a year the Blue Jays won the World Series again, and in 94, and retired in 95 with the Cincinnati Reds. Before throwing a pitch that season, Morris returned to organized baseball the following year with the independent St. Paul Saints of the Northern League, but never again pitched in the majors. His final numbers: a 254 and 186 record, including a big league best 162 wins in the 1980s, and 515 consecutive starts, an AL record at the time of his retirement. He completed 175 of his 527 career starts. Awesome pitcher, Jack Morris. All right. Next, we have Jim Thome. Jim Thome is next here. Jim Thome. 2018 inductee, primary team, the Cleveland Indians. Primary position, first baseman. The numbers jump off the page when it comes to Jim Thome. Even in an era where power reigns supreme. His 612 home runs rank 8th on the Major League Baseball's all-time list, and his 1,747 walks ranked 7th. Only 6 players have totaled at least 1,700 walks and 1,699 RBIs. Babe Ruth, Mel Ott, Ted Williams, Carl Yastrzemski, Barry Bonds, and Thome. And yet Thome, the blue-collar boy from Peoria, Illinois, always seemed to work hardest at something that could never be quantified: his character. It's awesome and humbling to be mentioned with some of the biggest names who ever played. Thome, when I got to the big leagues, all I wanted to do was survive. Born August 27, 1970, Thome came from a family steeped in softball tradition and excelled as a high school athlete in basketball and baseball. Undrafted out of high school, Thome enrolled at Illinois Central College in Peoria and was taken by the Cleveland Indians in the 13th round of the 1989 MLB draft. After struggling his pro debut in 1989, Thome worked with former Indians hitting coach and future Tribe manager Charlie Manuel in extending spring training in 1990. Quickly, Thome established himself as a legitimate hitting prospect with a smooth left-handed swing that produced both power and average. By 1992, Thome had made it to the big leagues. 2 years later, he was Cleveland's everyday third baseman. Thome was part of a loaded Indians lineup that featured young stars like Kenny Lofton, Carlos Baegra, Albert Bell, and Manny Ramirez. He hit .314 in 1995 with 25 home runs and 73 RBIs, helping the Indians reach their first World Series in 41 years. Over the next 4 seasons, the World Series title remained elusive for Cleveland. But Thome blossomed into one of the game's best power on base threats. In both the 1998 ALCS versus New York and the 1999 ALDS versus Boston, Thome crushed 4 home runs, moving to first base following the 1996 season after the Indians traded for Matt Williams. Thome continues to assault American League pitching. From 1996 through 2002, Thome drived in at least 100 runs in 6 of 7 seasons and led the league in walks 3 times. In 2002, Thome's work on and off the field was recognized when he was named the winner of the Roberto Clemente Award, reflecting his community involvement and sportsmanship and play between the lines. "He's the nicest, gentlest, kindest guy you will ever meet," said former teammate Michael Cuddyer, "to everything except baseball." Following a 52 home run campaign in 2002 that saw him lead the American League in slugging percentage with a mark of .677, Thome assigned a 6-year free agent contract with the Philadelphia Phillies. He hit 47 home runs in 2003 and 42 more in 2004, but missed most of the 2005 season with an elbow injury. With Ryan Howard primed to take over first base, the Phillies traded Thome to the White Sox following the 2005 season. In Chicago, Thome hit 134 home runs over 4 seasons, then became a hired bat during his final years, playing for the Dodgers, Twins, and Orioles, as well as stints with the Indians and the Phillies. As he moved up the all-time lists, Thome savored the journey. He visited the Hall of Fame in Cooperstown with his father, Chuck, in August of 2008 to donate the ball he hit for his 500th career home run on September 16, 2007. When he retired, Thome totaled 1,583 runs scored, 612 home runs, 1,699 RBIs. Only 7 other players in big league history, Bonds, Ruth, Williams, Manny Ramirez, Mickey Mantle, and Frank Thomas and Jimmy Fox, have at least 500 home runs, a 400 on-base percentage, and a .550 slugging on average. He was named to 5 All-Star games and finished in the top 10 of his league's most valuable player balloting 4 times. So again, Jim Thome. our 5th inductee. And now we move on to our final one, Alan Trammell. Alan Trammell is our final Hall of Famer for this 2018 inductee series. Alan Trammell, primary team Detroit Tigers, primary position shortstop. For 20 seasons, Alan Trammell was the face of the Detroit Tigers. And during those 20 years, Trammell's all-around excellence led the Tigers to victories while putting him on the path to Cooperstown. On February 21st, 1958, the year I was born, in Garden Grove, California, Trammell was drafted by the Tigers in the second round of the 1976 amateur draft. He made his big league debut at the age of 19 on September 9th, 1977. Right after I graduated from high school. And by 1978, Trammell was the Tigers' starting shortstop, finishing 4th in the American League Rookie of the Year voting. In 1980, Trammell earned his first All-Star selection, batted .300 for the first time, and won his first of 4 Gold Glove awards. In 1983, Trammell hit .319 with 14 homers, 66 RBIs, and 30 stolen bases, and was awarded the Comeback Player of the Year in the American League following 2 straight years where he hit .258. In 1984, Trammell battled shoulder tendonitis to finish 5th in the AL batting race with .314 and 8th in the on-base percentage at .382. The Tigers went 104-58 to win the AL pennant and the World Series, going 9 for 20 with 2 homers and 6 RBIs. Trammell was named World Series MVP. Tigers manager Sparky Anderson asked Trammell to move from the 2-hole to cleanup in 1987, and Trammell responded with his best season. He became the first Tiger to have 200 hits and 100 RBIs in a season, and since 1955, and finished with in the league top 10 in batting average with 343 RBIs, 105 RBIs, 205 hits, 109 runs, and 329 total bases. On-base percentage 402. And slugging percentage 551. Trammell finished 2nd in MVP voting that year to Toronto's George Bell. That season, Trammell became the first player in big league history to hit at least .340 with 28 home runs and 100 RBIs in a season, while playing at least half his games at shortstop. Since then, only Alex Rodriguez in 1996 has matched that mark. Trammell retired following the 1996 season with 6 All-Star Game selections, 3 Silver Slugger awards, and 4 Gold Glove awards. He batted over .300 7 times in his career, finished with a .285 batting average, 185 home runs, 1,003 RBIs, 412 doubles, 2,365 hits. 3 times he finished in the top 10 MVP in voting. In 1978, the Trammell was paired with second baseman Lou Whitaker. By the time their careers were over, Trammell and Whitaker played in 1,918 games together, the most by any double play combination in history. Following his playing career, Trammell managed the Tigers from 2003 to 2005 and also skippered the Diamondbacks for 3 games in 2014. So there you have it, Alan Trammell, our 6th inductee for this video series. So we'll do one last recap here. We got Vladimir Guerrero. See if I can put these down without them falling over. Put them back on here, right? All right. Yep, Trevor Hoffman. I knew I was going to do that. Get him on there. All right, we got Chipper Jones. Chipper Jones, that's his rookie card. It's one of his rookie cards. Too bad I can't just zoom in. Jack Morris. Jack Morris. One of his cards there. 2018 inductee. Next. Jim Thome. Jim Thome. And then lastly, Alan Trammell. Alan Trammell. So there we have it, folks. Our 2018 inductee video. So again, if you do like this, give me a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to my channel, and then ring that bell. I should get my little I have a little coffee bell. Ring that bell. You'll get alerted when I go live, when I have new videos. So again, this is Don Blomdahl, Hall of Fame veteran, sports cards and collectibles from Arlington, Washington. Want to give a shout out again to Jab's family for getting me started on these videos. He's really been an encouragement when I'm up in my room with my separation, with my Hall of Fame separations, my rookie cards, my getting ready for team listings. I just listen and watch the YouTube videos while I'm working in the evenings and stuff. So again, Don Blomdahl, Hall of Fame veteran, sports cards and collectibles. You can find me on eBay. Check me out. It's just been a blessing to me to be able to do this and just be part of your lives for those that like to watch my videos. All right. So take care. Have a great and wonderful day, and we will see you tomorrow for our box break Saturdays. I'll probably post it a little bit later today, and when I decide what I'm going to break from my box tomorrow. Okay? So have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye now. Yes.